that come in. The second good thing about it is that when you're leading people, whether even in a college event, if you have a sense of humor, you're able to create what is called L factor. L factor means likability. People don't like people with frowny faces and everything else. And initially, sometimes you can have a tough day, but even then, if you smile, you will raise your own energy level and make an impact. Remember what I put in the chat was that my life ambition is I wanted to have an impact. So my story goes then from being in modern school in Delhi, Barakamba Road, then went to Delhi University for 1 year only, studying history honors. Okay, I'm passionate about history, but my dad got transferred to London, and there I spent nearly 23 years. But I qualified as a chartered accountant. So all those people here who've taken a BCom or some other thing and are wondering, oh my God, AI is going to completely kill the job market. What the hell are we going to do? Don't worry about it. As long as you know who you are and what is it that you want out of life. In my case, it's impact. Uh, I can tell you, even today, I have finished 130 learning hours of using AI at the workplace, right? Even though, as I'll tell you very quickly, I've held all the positions that you can imagine at the highest levels at corporates. So I've been a CEO, I've been a CFO, I've been a chief operations officer, I've been a chief marketing officer, and a chief risk officer. I think the only hat I've not worn is the one of chief technology officer. And of course, I've lost all my hair before that because I wore so many hats in the process of doing it. Okay. So what is the takeaway from all the ups and downs of my life journey? It prepared me for the second revolution that I'm involved with right now. The first revolution was I was part of the internet industry. I reached the status of president of the All India Internet Service Providers Association of India. That meant I had to travel all over the world in that role. Now I'm focused on helping both corporates and MNCs and also young startup entrepreneurs and founders of businesses, someone who's got an idea and they are worried that they only have a little bit of money or they have no money. And how do they actually make a business out of it? And because a lot of people have dreams. So currently I do two things. I coach, mentor, and handhold founders. And I'm teaching at the Myra Business School, which is in Mysore. That's a part-time role. So I'm doing these 2 or 3 things. Plus, I do corporate training at MNC. So we do a lot of coaching of people at different levels. And the beauty with being with Archana and I go back to 2012, is the one word that is a theme of that, she leads on, and it's part of my life, is conscious. Be conscious and remember the 2 things that you can make which make a significant impact to your life is when you wake up in the morning, listen to some inspirational words, thoughts, etc. Sometimes it's good to even record it yourself and play it back to yourself, inspirational stuff. Telling yourself, I'm good at this, I'm going to be the best I want to be, I'm going to be awesome today, it's going to be a wonderful day. Because all of that talk is going to transform your life when you're listening to it. And the last thing at night is to give gratitude to everything in your life that has either taught you a lesson or has helped you along your journey to success. Okay. So I don't want to violate the time. And so I want to, stop at this juncture and hand over to Archana to take it further.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sanjay. So audience, please, if you liked what Sanjay said, please give him a round of applause using your emoticon buttons there. Do you know which one to use? I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, you guys are smarter than me. I knew it. All right. Lovely, lovely. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sanjay. And I just want to actually, for me, what I found interesting in what Sanjay said, does not matter where you begin. you can keep charting your life to where next you want to be. So whether it was history to chartered accountancy to, like, wearing different hats, as he said, for different kind of industries. Even today, he's wearing multiple hats, right? You heard him say he is teaching passionately. He is also interested in working with the corporates and helping them in various areas, and like as a trainer and stuff. And he is also mentoring startups. So that's one message I wanted to give, which is true of a lot of our associates, that none of us are limited to one thing. So a lot of youngsters, when you feel, what is that one thing I want to be? I just want to let you know, go with what you think it is for now. Prepare yourself, get into that. Okay. And then when you feel maybe not, I also want to do that also. You don't have to be limited to one or the other only. Right. So with that, wonderful. So let's shift to our second guest today. And may I request Aarti for you to introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Okay, thank you, Archana. So, hi guys, good afternoon to all of you. So, all of you are at the right place at the right time with the right person, Archana. I think after you have all registered, I think she has not slept for a minute, I think, because she has been always thinking about you people, how to contribute to each one of you positively. So it's a nice thing meeting all of you. Okay, I will briefly take you all through my childhood and through my life journey. I did my schooling and all in a place Bhilai steel plant in Madhya Pradesh, but now it is Chhattisgarh now. So I had a very means I was an above average student maybe. So and I was a class captain, school captain. So my school days was quite good, happy. Then actually, since there was no college there, I went to Raipur to do my graduation and post graduation in physics. There I stayed in a hostel for 5 years, but I have wonderful group of people, my friends. I learned a lot staying with them. We all of us were doing our post graduation in the same subject, but there was no jealousy. We were encouraging each other. We had a wonderful time there and learned a lot in that 5 years period, how to help each other, how we see means I saw different varieties of people, how to stay with people in a room, how to adjust. There are a lot of things to learn there. Then actually after then I completed my post graduation, okay, with flying colors. Things were going very well. Then I was very passionate about working, but before that I got married at the very early age of 20. But still when I went to a different city, Bombay, but still there also I looked for work. I did work for maybe a few days. Then life took a different turn. Then I had my son, elder son. He needed special care and all. So I learned a lot. After that happened, things turned differently for me. Then my husband was also getting transferred every 1.5 years. So we gave the best possible treatment for him. Then things were also means how people around you react to certain things and how you take it. So learned a lot through this journey. Maybe God gives you some things, so we have to learn from it positively and how we can take things positively. So I always take it as, okay, God has given me this experience and I have to learn from it. So things were going on like this. Then in between, actually, I worked. I wanted to work. So in between, also, I worked for a few days as a tutor. Then my second son was born. After that, maybe things changed. I started getting, he was a very mature child and very understanding. So as he grew up, he understood everything around what is happening around him. He was very supportive of me. Always used to tell me, Amma, you do whatever you want to. I am there. I will look after him. I'll be with him. So things started changing in a different way. So there also, then I became the secretary of a ladies club. I started having an active life. I started going out for picnics. So things started having in a little different way because I had support of my family, my husband, my family members. So then afterwards, when I came to Bangalore, I started applying for jobs because my children were a little grown up by then. Then I started about 6, 7 years. I was working as a tutor with IIT Foundation, this ACE Learning Center and all. And then I worked as a facilitator with NI program for the Hindu paper. So things started taking a positive turn. So I was also happy with what things were. I was able to do certain things which I wanted to do in my life. Then as my son grew up, then he knew that I wanted to have a career. So last year he told me, Amma, why don't you do the digital marketing course? So that's how I did at this age, I did my digital marketing course. And now I'm working with Archana with CLC, and hope I'll be able to contribute something positive. So this is how my life journey is. And thank you all for listening to my journey. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Aarti. Please show your appreciation to Aarti with some emotion, please. And now you might see that, okay, there are two different kind of guests we have today, okay? But they both, their journeys, as we heard, like, they had different kind of challenges of their own, professionally, personally. But then they found a way to deal with that and still come out of that in a way today that they are actively pursuing still what they want to do, and they are getting there. Age is just a number. Here are two, young people sitting and confirming that, all right? And of course, not that I am very young, okay? 3, all right. So now with that, let me ask you guys, okay, how many of you have challenges in your life? Can you put in the chat box why if you have a challenge in life? And N if you don't have any challenge in life. Why if you have challenge in life? N if you don't have any challenges in life. Yes. Yes. And the why is going on. I like that because that's a fact. Let me put one why from my side as well. Right? Because I too have challenges. Lovely. Okay. So challenges everybody is having. Now I have another question. Okay. How many of you have stress in your life? Rate your stress between 1 to 10, 10 being like really stressed out and 1 is a little stress once in a while. So if you have to rate yourself 1 to 10, what is your rating on stress level? For whatever is your challenge or reason. 3, 3 to 4, 6, 7, 7.5. I like that. Okay. All right. 6, 5. I'm very curious to ask Zia. Zia, what course are you doing? You can write that in the chat box if you don't mind. What are you studying, or have you finished studying, or what are you doing? 6, 5. All right. CFA. I kind of thought there has to be F somewhere, okay? Because I was like 0.5. All right. But wonderful. Okay, done BBA. All right. Very interesting. All right. So that's great. So we all acknowledge that challenges we all have. We have stress in life, right? Now the question is, there are these speakers who have dealt with their challenges, are dealing with their challenges, and continuing to live their life as best as they can and still have a smile on their face, which is the ultimate thing, right? So now, one thing that I would like to add is, I think life is just this, from the little understanding I've got so far, I would say that we go through different things in life only because that's life's way of teaching us what we are meant to learn. Why is life teaching us? Why should we learn? After that, what big thing we will do? You know what we will do? We are all here for a purpose. Now, many of us don't know what our real purpose is, so we don't understand what the hell are we getting ready for. If we can find our purpose, then we will be able to relate to all the learning we have had so far and what life is going to take us through to actually refine us and skill us to do what we are meant to do with even better expertise. So that is one thing. So like, there are a few things that we all need to know. And probably most of us don't know. Why? It is not our fault. Nobody has taught us. There is no formal or informal system to teach us. Example, what is life? Who are you? What's your purpose? They say create a goal. But goal about what? About life or about career only? And is that goal really based on who you are or what's the trend in the market? Right? That these are some very, very basic level questions that we will be exploring through the webinars that we are going to have. Everything cannot be answered in one webinar. So at this point, I would like to stop speaking and now get back to our audience and give them a chance to start asking questions and interact with us, because I have promised that this will be an interactive session. So we already have one question from Ziad. And I would like Ziad, please to unmute and ask your question. We would start off by answering you.
Okay, ma'am. Basically, my question is that, like in communication skills, how to improve these communication skills, be it in writing and speaking.
Yes.
So anyone can answer.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd love to take this on.
Yes, Sanjay.
Because what Ziad has kindly brought to the table for the entire forum here is, so there's a organization, HR organization called Mercer, and Mercer has listed the top 15 skills that the job market is going to require all the way to 2030. And communication is the #1 desirable skill. So if you can speak well, if you can write well, and if you can have the right persona and body language, because 70% of communication is non-verbal and is about our persona. Now, the reason why I wore this jacket, although I hate these jackets, is because I'm a CA. If I had turned up in my t-shirt, they would have been what is called a dissonance. And that is a non-verbal dissonance. Now, coming to the second point, I'll tell you a true story. My daughter was very introverted in class 10. She couldn't even speak and even look up and do things properly. I made her join an online organization called Toastmasters, right? Think of Toastmasters International. Now, they have online and they have offline as well. I'm very pleased to tell you that girl, from being where she was, now she's 21, she is the incoming president for Toastmasters International, her club. So she's literally gone up like a rocket ship. They have mentored her, they have coached her and everything. All I did was, like a good guru, shine a torchlight on the path. She has walked the path and she's done it. Ziad, I have no doubt you will be able to be a fantastic communicator the way that you look up to other people and you think they are fantastic. Join Toastmasters. You'll only look back and say, this is probably the most useful Saturday morning you spent. Okay. So with that, I'll hand over to Archana.
Thank you, Sanjay. I hope, Ziad, you actually benefit from that. You can, after the webinar, do some Google search on Toastmasters International. I've been putting some things in the chat box. You can make use of that.
Yeah.
Right. But one additional thing I would like to say, actually, one thing I really want to appreciate first in you is, you said anybody can answer. And that is a very, very, very big plus in you, Zia. Keep that up. That's humility. That's no
Yes, ma'am.
assumption, right? And you can, like, you're ready to learn from anybody. That's something that will take you far. God bless you on that. The second thing I just wanted to add to what Sanjay said, I think in whatever we want to learn and do, it is very important for us to know why. Okay. And here, when you say, okay, why is I already said because for our success, we need that. Now, I want you to just actually focus further on that because English, communication are such vast topics that, we can keep learning life after life. Okay. I don't even know if one lifetime is enough. And you can ever say, okay, now I have got expertise in this. Okay. It's not enough. There is so much to learn. You can always improve. The idea is to really narrow it down to what do you want to learn it for? And what should that depend on? What do you want to do in your life? Okay. Now, if I want to be a speaker, the kind of English communication that I need to learn is very different. If I want to be an accounts person, what I need to learn is very different. If I want to be a marketing person, what I need to learn is very, very different. Am I making sense here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So basically, first have absolute clarity on what do you want to learn your communication skills for. And there may be multiple reasons, okay? And communication skill is required, as I've also put it in the chat box, not just your professional success, but personal success also. What do you mean by personal success? Relationships are very important for you, whether it's in your organization or family or friend circle. And here also, you will see that it's communication that plays a very, very important role. Sometimes you will say, I'm introverted. I don't speak so much. Why can't they understand? No, they will not understand. Nobody will understand. You have to speak, I'm sorry to say. But that's the learning we all have got by the time our hair has become gray because we are all different. Now, what we think, we can understand people who are probably similar to us. But when people are different, we are perplexed by how they behave. We cannot understand. So it's not their fault. And we cannot stay the way we are and then think, why can't they understand? That will bring us into a victim mindset. So very, very important. And if you need help, Ziad, in this, to find out what's your life goal, in that, I'll say first, know well about yourself. Your innate gifts that you have, the strengths that you have, interests that you have, passion that you have. Now, who can tell me actually, yeah, this is an interesting thing that came to me. Is there a difference between passion and interest? Yes or no? In the chat box. Yes. What's the difference? Anybody can speak. Unmute and speak, please. Raise your hand. I'll call you out. And Roy, I have noticed your hand. I will get your question next. Okay. But who wants to answer? What is the difference between passion and interest? Anybody? Just raise your hand and I'll call you out and you can unmute and speak. Of all the people who said why? No, don't want to speak. Asad ji, aap bolenge? Would you like to share your thoughts on this?
I'm here to listen today. Would like to
अच्छा,
hear
okay.
from you. Would like to hear
All
from
right.
you.
वो तो मैं वैसे ही बोलने वाली हूँ. अच्छा, ऐसा है. So here, when we talk about passion and interest, I tell you, this is something that's very intriguing for me. And I think in life, every day, almost every other day, I get up refining my understanding of the difference between the two. Passion is your purpose, your calling. If we can understand that. Interests are all the things that may be a channel to get to your passion. Now, this needs a little bit of thinking, okay? Passion never changes actually. Passion is, you're passionate about something, you never get tired. That's there from your childhood and it stays till you die. That's the reason you're born into this world, believe me. Okay? Interests are, you feel this is how I will be able to engage with my passion. Now, what happens, the tragedy is our entire education system, formal and informal, is set up in such a way that we are all going after succeeding in whatever is the best paying thing or the trending thing in the world, and we are disconnected with our passion and our interests. And we think, acha, passion, interest, to hobby Saturday, Sunday kar lenge. And this creates a lot of conflict and confusion in us. So I would like to, Sanjay has added an interesting thing: interest, the mind, passion, the heart. Yes, and the heart needs the mind to actually create that impact. We are all there. Many of you use the word impact. Trust me, we are all here for a purpose, and we all feel that happiness, not just by making money. I'm not saying money is not important. Money is important, right? But how much money? And money will not, get you away from your challenges or problems that all of us, I hope, are very clear. If not, just trust me on this one. And then I'll give you enough proof if anybody wants proof on that, right? So just want you all to understand, figure out your passion, figure out the interest. Then Ziad, coming back to your question, if you're wanting to learn communication, find out, I want to learn communication so that I can develop better relationships. I want to learn communication so that I can express myself better in whether I want to propose something like in a business or a professional environment, or I can make myself understood better. Whatever is that purpose now of your learning communication, whether it is spoken, written, or whatever, have that clarity within yourself. And if you need help in that, reach out to us. We'll try to help you. Okay. But if you have it, then go ahead and do what Sanjay has said. Or there are
Yes.
many other channels like YouTube's to so many other places where you have free resources available for you to learn also. But once you know what you want to learn, you will be able to find which one is the best for you to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ziad. Roy, your turn now. Please unmute and speak.
Yes, ma'am. As I told, well, I want to know something. What are the current trends in the job market in the field of commerce and all? So that, and what are the skills required for that upcoming new, for future of from 2020 to 2023 and beyond? The upcoming trends and all.
Okay. So I think, you are saying up to 2023, we are already in 2024. And what are you doing, Roy? Do I call you Matthew or Roy? What's your first name?
Roy,
Roy. Okay, Roy. So what are you doing right now?
I'm now BCom second semester.
Second semester in BCom. Okay. And what is it that you actually are passionate about? Do you have clarity on that? What do you want to do in life? Do you have clarity or you don't?
Well, I want to an entrepreneur in the future, but first I think we have to first. Yes,
Roy, I think there is a network issue, so your voice broke. If it's better, you can speak or put it down in the chat what you're saying. I think it's very important what you're saying.
I can very quickly give
no,
some help on this, Archana, if you want.
Yeah, okay. Roy,
Okay, so
can you in the meantime put it in the chat box? We are not able to hear you, Roy. Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
so to addressing Roy's question, what he's really looking forward now, he's in BCom second year and very
Second
soon.
semester, actually, first year.
Second semester. Okay, right. Sorry. So a bit of a journey to go, and the great fear, because one of the predictions about AI is that it is going to wipe out the menial or very easy mundane jobs in accounting. So even at my level of seniority, etc., notice I told you I've done 130 hours of studying AI and how to use it. In fact, I'm doing a corporate training at Hindalco, where I'm teaching the people there how to read a set of financial statements using AI. So the first gyan I can give the BBAs, BComs, and other people who are looking at whether it's CFA or ACCA or any form of accounting, etc., please join up all the courses you can and learn how to deal with generative AI and generative AI specifically at the workplace. Because what used to take me maybe 2 or 3 hours to actually go through an exercise analyzing a set of financial statements and compare them with their competitors, etc. Now it's a matter of just ingesting it into the AI and asking it questions as if it
Yeah.
is a person, right?
Yeah.
Now, that is a very, very highly paid skill. So the prompt engineering has become very highly paid job.
Actually,
So
I
it
would
become
like
like a
to,
second career for people who are doing this.
yeah,
Okay,
I would
sorry,
like to
Archana, go
interfere
ahead.
here because we have 2 minutes to actually conclude this webinar, and we are going to have a separate session on the very important topic that Sanjay has introduced on how AI is impacting the market trend. So Roy, even you will get a lot more answer in that. But I think what we got cut off from was a very important thing. I want to still hear from you, Roy, probably in our next webinar, or put it in the group when you can. You were talking about, I think, your interest in entrepreneurship. Okay. In that, just one quick line I would say for entrepreneurship. First, you need to know what is the problem you're going to solve by becoming an entrepreneur. If you don't have that problem statement that you're going to solve, that's a wrong idea you have. Just don't become, you cannot become entrepreneur because you want to be an entrepreneur. Okay. So that's one silly input maybe, but important one. Think about it. And I would like, Roy, for you to put your question in detail in the WhatsApp group. And next webinar, we will definitely address that question properly. This time we are unable to hear you when you're speaking, unfortunately. Okay. So we are just 1 minute
Okay,
away
ma'am.
from concluding. Thank you, Roy. 1 minute away from concluding this webinar. We want to keep up with the time. So I would like to profusely thank our guests and all of you who have attended. And of course, we have some very senior members here from Mahesh to, Asad Vasi to Divya and all of you guys. And you guys are going to also not be so greedy to just be sitting on the learning side. You guys will have to come and share with all of us, and we would like to exchange seats with you. So thank you. Thank you all so much. Get your friends and other people that you know to come and make use of this webinar series. Now, before we conclude, I want to tell you, I will be sharing a small Google form to get your feedback on the webinar and also suggestions about topics that you want us to take up. Your questions that you pose in the group will also help us decide on the topics that we want to take up and the guests that we want to invite. We will have, people coming from industry, different aspects. So the more we know about you, the more it will help us to plan these webinars. Okay, so stay active in the group and help us know how we can serve you more. All right. So how many of you are planning to join the next webinar? Give me a Y in the chat box if you are, or just actually give a thumbs up, this one. Yes, Sam says yes. Prabhat says yes, Ash says yes, and I'm getting a few yes here. Basilia, good, excellent. So I definitely want to see you all, and I want to also hear in the form that I'm going to send, we are going to ask suggestions about the topics that you would like us to take up. All right. Thank you. Thank you all once again. Thank you for taking your time out today and hope to see you again. You're welcome to the family, as I said in my video. See the video, okay? Those of you bad boys and girls who did not see the video, go back and see the video so that you understand what are we opening our doors for. All right. Thank you. Is it possible to have summary of whatever transpired in the chat box? Right now, it may be difficult, but you are in the group. I would definitely love to do that, Asadji, in the group. Yeah, WhatsApp. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
One thing I
Bye-bye.
want to tell Ziad, you have got very good communication skills. Just take it forward. So thank you.
See, there you go. So, Zia, that's the point, okay? For what you need and then improvise. And we are there with you now. You have a whole big family here. All right. Okay. All of you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. And I would request some of you guys I've already told to stay back, please. So maybe Asad, Mahesh, Divya, Sanjay, Aarti.